I can give you a brief, just a brief talk about like my archer build, and yeah, you can do whatever you want, but this is kind of the approach I'm going with right now. So, I have done shooting mastery level 10. You have to do that. That's basically required for any archer build. You got to get that damage boost, right? I did Windarrow level 10. Now, that is not a typical thing that archers do, as far as I'm aware. But I've done 10 Windarrow, and the reason why I ended up going with 10 Windarrow is I actually worked out all of the I recorded an archer using all the skills yesterday. I figured out what the cast time was of each skill that archer has in the game. And let me, you know what, I can just load this up real quick. Shouldn't take me long. So, as much as everybody wants to look at spreadsheets on stream, this is where we're at. So, let me try to zoom this in a little bit. How do you zoom in? Apparently control and the hell? Google, why you do this? Okay. So, I looked at every single skill that archer has, and I've hidden the ones that were pointless. They were just so bad that I would never use it. So, impulsion. Whoops, I was comparing it to mech skills just to see. So here's where I landed. Windarrow has a super fast cast time at level 10, 0.67 seconds. It obviously only does one attack, so that's what it does. The damage boost is 1.96, which means 96%. That's what the wait a minute. Why am I seeing a 1.96 on Windarrow when it's actually 60? Huh. I don't know what happened there. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what just happened, but whatever. So 60% damage boost on the level 10 Windarrow. So if you're doing against a normal mob, as you can see from the descriptor here, for 30% damage versus normal monsters. Now, I'm assuming that is an additive, not a multiplicative increase. So I've just added 30% to it. I don't really have a good way of testing that, so we're just gonna call it good. So what I've picked is just 800 damage. That's like a good, easy number to go with. And then using this information right here, I end up with a DPS of a single target of this, right? 1,922. If you're using it on a normal mob, 2,282. Now, I did the same thing with Bombshot. Bombshot is a really long cast time, 2.4 seconds. Compare that to 0.67. So Bombshot hits hard, does a ton of damage, but it takes so long to cast it. That's where the problem lies. Now, there's just... I don't know if I have the... let me look at my Bombshot. Where's Bombshot? There it is. Okay, yeah, I have that right. So, 1.4 boost on the Bombshot. That ends up with a DPS on a single target of 933. So, your single target against a basic mob is like half of what Windarrow is. Now, if you're going against a demon, you're at 1.6. So, it's still more worth it to use Windarrow, even if you're fighting a demon, if it's a single target. Now, the thing about Bombshot that makes it really good is that if you target a demon, all of the splash damage that it does to the other mobs is also the 140% boost. So if you can target a demon, you're going to do a lot of AoE damage. But that's if you can target a demon. You can't always target a demon. And some maps don't even have demons. Well, Toxicate, give me 1 second. It might not be your AoE skill. So if we look at this, Bombshot Basic is 933 for a single target, right? Bombshot Demon is 1,600 for a single target. Perforation, which is the old school classic archer AoE skill, is 1,382. So that leaves us in a curious position, because it's better than basic Bombshot, it's worse than Demon Bombshot. So, is it better to use it, or is it worse to use it? And my thought is that it's actually going to be better to use Perforation, and there's a couple reasons for that. Yes, that's one of the reasons, is the cast time, but Bombshot is a very dangerous skill to use. It has a 2.4 second cast time. That means you are unable to use a potion for 2.4 seconds. That sucks, especially as a pure archer like my archer is. Perforation, on the other hand, has a 0.98 second cast time. Much, much faster. Bombshot AoE comes out from the center of the target that you hit. So you can just, think about it as a circle around the main target that you hit. Whereas Perforation's AoE is very interesting in how it works. I don't know another skill that does it. If you target a mob that's as far away from you as possible, all the mobs that are in the line between you and that mob are going to take the damage. So your area of effect is actually very large, assuming you always target the mob that is on the back of, well, the mob. So it can actually, I would argue that depending on how the monsters are organized or what's happening, it could even outperform the Bombshot Demon in certain situations. Now, all of this is to say, I'm not saying with all of this that Bombshot is pointless. In fact, I've leveled up both skills, Perforation and Bombshot. But I think both have a unique situation where they get used. Perforation is very hard to use in a party situation. It's very hard to get a nice lineup of mobs. It's very hard to do it efficiently. It's basically, it just doesn't work very well in a party. Whereas Bombshot is like perfect for a party, because mobs are like sometimes in these like little groupings, just a couple things, and you just need you need the AoE to just hit that little area, right? So in a party with sporadic mobs everywhere, Bombshot is my go-to. It's very good. When I'm soloing, Perforation is my go-to. It works better, in my opinion. It's also safer. I also tested Phoenix Shot. So Phoenix Shot is a weird skill. That is one of Archer's tier 4 skills. This one right here. Now, Phoenix Shot is... It is a charging skill. Very, very unique in Pristine Tale. It's not often that we have these. But if you hold down the charge, it will do an AoE attack. If you don't hold down the charge, it will just do a single target attack. The single target is what it mostly gets used for, because the amount of time it takes to hold that down to do the AoE, even at the highest level, because I tested level 10 just to see how fast it could charge, it's not worth it. You're going to be able to do more with other skills. But the single target damage is, 2,608. It's even better than Windarrow normal. So that's at level 10. The thing is, archers have a really good tier 4. Phoenix Shot is tier 4. We've got Force of Nature, which adds 100 attack power to both min and max. Evasion Mastery, which means 14% of things you're just going to dodge. Like, that's huge. It's just like block rating, so to speak. I don't know if it calculates exactly like block rating, but you can think of it like that. Wolf is pointless. Don't ever go Wolf. But you have 3 really good skills with Phoenix Shot, Evasion Mastery, and Force of Nature. You really want to max Force of Nature. That's really good damage, and missing out on that would suck. So you're left with, do you do Phoenix Shot or do you do Evasion Mastery? My thought is, like, I already have Windarrow that does decent damage, not as good a damage, but pretty decent single target damage. I'll just invest the points there, and I'll save from Phoenix Shot and instead add survivability to my character by adding Evasion Mastery. So this is basically what the plan is, and why I have done things the way I have. This is probably not a common build for archers. but from all the information that I've found, this works pretty well.